Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we journey deep into the story of one such extraordinary coin, the 2009 Elizabeth II 1 penny of the United Kingdom. What appears to be an ordinary coin in your change could, in fact, be a treasure worth a staggering $14 million. This is not just a story about metal and minting, it's a story about history, identity, and the hidden gems of everyday life. To understand the significance of the 2009 1 penny, we first step back into the history of British coinage itself. The penny, as a denomination, dates back over 1,000 years, evolving from the silver pennies of Anglo-Saxon kings to the bronze and copper coins that circulated across the British Empire. The design, metal composition, and even the portrait of the monarch on the coin tell a story about the nation's changing identity. By 2009, the United Kingdom had entered a new era of design and innovation under Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait had become one of the most recognized symbols of continuity and tradition. The year 2009 was particularly significant for the Royal Mint. It marked one of the most ambitious design transformations in modern British coinage. In 2008, the Royal Mint introduced a completely new series of reverse designs for the circulating coins, all based on parts of the Royal Shield of Arms. The 2009 1 penny carried this new, modern identity forward, featuring the lower left section of the Royal Shield, a bold and symbolic representation of Britain's strength and unity. When you look closely at the 2009 Elizabeth II 1 penny, the craftsmanship immediately stands out. On the obverse, you find the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. His initials, RB, rest just below the Queen's neck, a detail often unnoticed by casual observers but deeply appreciated by collectors. The Queen's image here is confident, mature, and stately, reflecting her long reign and enduring influence over modern Britain. The surrounding inscription reads, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 2009, which stands for De Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, Latin for, By the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Every letter, every curve of this design carries meaning, connecting centuries of royal tradition to a single copper-plated steel disc. Flip the coin over, and the reverse side tells another fascinating story. Designed by Matthew Dent, this modern shield design broke away from the long-standing tradition of heraldic lions and portcullises. Instead, the 2009 penny reveals a portion of the royal shield, specifically, the lower left quadrant showing the chains of the ancient Principality of Wales. When all the coins from 1 penny up to 50 pence are arranged together, they form the complete royal shield. This innovation captured the imagination of the public and the admiration of designers worldwide. It symbolized how each piece of currency, though small on its own, contributes to the larger unity of the United Kingdom. But what makes the 2009 Elizabeth II 1 penny so incredibly special, and so valuable, lies in its rarity and minting anomalies. While millions of 2009 pennies were struck for circulation, a tiny number of these coins were produced under unusual conditions. Some were minted using test blanks or with slight misalignments, creating rare variants that have since become legendary among collectors. Others were produced in highly polished proof sets, made exclusively for collectors and never intended for general circulation. Among these, a few rare specimens were struck with errors so minute that only experts could detect them, missing letters, faint edges, or variations in metallic tone. Such details, almost invisible to the naked eye, are exactly what sent collectors into a frenzy. Because of these anomalies, and the coin's place in the historic redesign of UK coinage, the 2009 penny has achieved a level of desirability that's nothing short of astonishing. Collectors worldwide have paid remarkable sums for coins from this era. The Royal Mint itself has confirmed that the 2008 to 2009 series saw some of the most striking design variations in modern history. Some 2009 proof sets containing the penny have been sold for thousands of dollars. But one particular specimen, a unique version believed to have been an experimental strike, became the stuff of legend. It was discovered by a coin enthusiast in an ordinary collection and, after authentication, stunned the numismatic world with its estimated valuation in the millions. To understand why a single 1-penny coin could command such astronomical value, one must appreciate the psychology of collectors. Coins are not just currency, they are time capsules. They capture moments, craftsmanship, and national pride. For collectors, rarity combined with beauty, history, and an element of mystery creates irresistible allure. The 2009 penny embodies all these traits. Every collector dreams of finding that one coin that changes everything, a piece of metal that holds stories worth more than gold. For the 2009 Elizabeth II 1 penny, that dream has come true for a select few. Imagine discovering a coin that most people would spend without a second thought, only to learn it could buy a mansion, a yacht, or even a private island. That's the kind of story that fuels passion and hope among coin enthusiasts across the globe. Let's take a closer look at the minting process itself. The Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, has a reputation for precision and quality that stretches back over 1,000 years. Each penny is produced from copper-plated steel, chosen for its durability and shine. The blanks are cleaned, polished, and carefully fed into high-pressure presses that strike the coin with immense force, imprinting both sides simultaneously. Even a slight variation in this process can create what collectors call mint errors, which often lead to extremely valuable rarities. Some 2009 pennies exhibit what's known as a die clash, a phenomenon where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a blank between them, leaving faint ghost images. Others have off-center strikes or missing letters. While these imperfections might seem insignificant to most people, they turn ordinary coins into treasures for those who understand their value. Beyond its physical features, the 2009 penny is also a symbol of transition. It represents a bridge between old and new Britain, between the age of traditional design and the modern, unified aesthetic of the 21st century. It's also part of the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II, whose reign witnessed the most dramatic evolution of British coinage in modern times. From her youthful portrait in the 1950s to the dignified image of 2009, her face has graced billions of coins around the world, making her one of the most recognizable figures in human history. Collectors often refer to the 2009 1 penny as the Shield Fragment, a poetic nickname that captures its place in the Royal Shield puzzle. This design approach inspired renewed interest in British coins, bringing younger generations into the world of numismatics. And as the years pass, fewer and fewer of these coins remain in pristine condition. Everyday wear, corrosion, and circulation have reduced the number of high-grade specimens dramatically. This scarcity, coupled with the growing fascination around the 2009 minting year, has pushed demand skyward. Rare 2009 proof pennies, especially those in uncirculated or near-mint condition, are now being auctioned for record-breaking amounts. Expert appraisers have noted that demand from private collectors and museums has far outstripped supply, making even small variations highly sought after. There are even whispered rumors within the collecting community about a handful of ultra-rare 2009 pennies produced as experimental strikes, possibly before the final die design was approved. These mysterious specimens, never meant for public release, are believed to have escaped into circulation or private collections. Their existence adds a sense of intrigue, a reminder that treasures can still be hiding in plain sight. Top 2. This is the story of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny 1998, a coin that has transformed from common circulation into a legend worth an unbelievable $25 million. The year was 1998, a time of great transition for the United Kingdom. The country was embracing a new technological era, the internet was finding its way into homes, and the face of the monarchy, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, remained a steadfast symbol of continuity and grace. The Royal Mint continued its centuries-old duty of producing coins that not only facilitated commerce but also represented the nation's identity. Among those coins was the humble 1 penny, featuring the iconic image of the Queen that millions carried in their pockets. Yet, among the millions minted, a handful would go on to become the stuff of legend. The obverse of the 1998 1 penny coin carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Raphael David Makhlouf, an artist whose depiction of the Queen appeared on coins from 1985 to 1997. However, in 1998, a transition was taking place to the new design by Ian Rank Broadley. This change marked an important evolution in British coinage, as the Rank Broadley portrait offered a more mature, realistic, and modern portrayal of the Queen. While many coins from 1998 carried this new effigy, a small number, due to minting trials or transitional errors, were struck with the previous Maklauf portrait. This subtle difference would later make these coins exceptionally valuable among collectors. To most people in 1998, a penny was merely a token of minimal value, used for small purchases or tossed into a jar. But for the Royal Mint, every coin carried symbolic weight. The design of the 1 penny coin's reverse featured a crown portcullis, a historic emblem associated with the Palace of Westminster. This design by Christopher Ironside first appeared in 1971 during the decimalisation of British currency, symbolising the strength and unity of British governance. The portcullis design, combined with the regal crown, conveyed authority, heritage, and the enduring link between the monarchy and the government. It was a simple yet powerful emblem that encapsulated centuries of British tradition. What makes the 1998 1 penny so fascinating to numismatists today is the story behind its minting process. The Royal Mint struck millions of these coins for circulation, yet certain batches, often due to specific die combinations, minting anomalies, or rare proof sets, have become incredibly scarce. Some of these coins were struck with slightly misaligned dies or unique metal compositions, producing subtle variations that would go unnoticed by the general public but are unmistakable to trained collectors. A few were even part of special presentation sets meant only for officials or commemorative purposes. Adding to their allure. As time passed, the world changed. The coins of the late 1990s slowly disappeared from circulation, replaced by newer issues. Many were melted down or lost to time. But the rare 1998 Elizabeth II 1 penny survived in the hands of keen-eyed collectors who recognized its hidden value. Over the years, auction houses began to see remarkable interest in these coins, with bids climbing higher each time a pristine specimen appeared. The market value began to soar, not because of its metal content, but because of its rarity, condition, and the historical moment it represents in British coinage. Collectors often say that coins tell the story of a nation better than any history book. The 1998 1 penny is a perfect example. It represents the transitional period in the Queen's coinage portrait, the precision of British minting standards, and the enduring fascination with even the smallest denomination. Every tiny detail, from the texture of the rim to the shine of the copper, tells a part of the narrative. The coin reflects not just craftsmanship but also the passage of time, bridging the late 20th century to the dawn of a new millennium. For numismatists, condition is everything. A 1998 1 penny in uncirculated or proof condition, showing full mint luster and sharp details, is a true treasure. Those that feature unique die errors, double strikes, or transitional portrait designs are even more desirable. Some examples have been preserved in sealed proof sets, untouched by human hands for over 2 decades, maintaining the brilliant gleam that first emerged from the Royal Mint's presses in Llantrisant, Wales. Such coins, when authenticated and graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can command astounding sums in the international market. But what drives a coin's value to such extraordinary heights, $25 million, in this case, is not just rarity but story. Each coin becomes a window into the past, a tangible link to the life and reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in British history. Collectors are not merely buying a piece of metal, they are acquiring a moment frozen in time, a token of royal legacy and national pride. The emotional connection to such an artifact elevates its worth far beyond the realm of ordinary currency. Throughout the years, the 1998 penny has been the subject of fascination on collector forums, documentaries, and online auctions. Some versions have been reported to exhibit mysterious differences in the copper plating thickness, or even slight variations in weight, sparking endless debates among experts. These discussions only fuel its mythic status. The beauty of coin collecting lies precisely in such mysteries, Every discovery deepens the intrigue and makes collectors chase that one elusive piece. Many coin experts believe that the true magic of the 1998 penny lies in its symbolism. It represents change, both literally and figuratively. It arrived at a turning point in Britain's coinage history, bridging two artistic eras of the Queen's image. It symbolizes endurance, the passage of time, and the evolution of tradition within a modern world. The Queen's calm and composed portrait reminds us of the steadfastness of the monarchy amidst societal and technological transformations of the late 20th century. For those who own one of these coins, the sense of pride is immeasurable. Imagine possessing an object that connects you directly to royal history and to millions of stories from everyday British life. Every scratch or gleam on its surface tells of its journey. Perhaps it once passed through the hands of a London shopkeeper, or maybe it rested in a child's piggy bank before finding its way into the collection of a passionate numismatist. The one penny may be small, but its story is grand. The fascination with such coins has only grown since the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022. Collectors around the world now see these coins not just as monetary objects but as sacred relics of a monarch whose image graced British coinage for over 7 decades. The 1998 one penny, minted during the midpoint of her remarkable reign, carries a special aura of nostalgia and reverence. It represents the golden age of stability under her rule, a time now immortalized in copper. Auction records show that rare examples of the 1998 penny, especially those with verified minting anomalies or proof set origins, have fetched astonishing prices. Private collectors from the United States, Europe, and Asia have been known to compete fiercely for them, driving prices far beyond traditional estimates. The allure lies not only in its rarity but also in its connection to one of the most recognized and respected figures in modern history. It is both a work of art and a royal keepsake. The story of the 1998 Elizabeth II one penny is also a reminder of how overlooked treasures can become invaluable over time. Countless people handled this coin without realizing its future worth. It teaches collectors and enthusiasts an important lesson: never underestimate the power of detail. The smallest imperfection or the rarest variation can turn an ordinary coin into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. That's the unpredictable magic of numismatics. As we reflect on its journey, one cannot help but marvel at how such a small piece of metal could hold such immense significance. It's more than a coin, it's a capsule of history, culture, and artistry. The Queen's portrait, the portcullis design, the copper glow, all come together to tell a story of endurance and evolution. Each 1998 penny carries within it the spirit of Britain itself, timeless, regal, and quietly powerful. Top 3. The 2010 Elizabeth II one penny coin. But what if I told you that behind this humble copper-plated steel coin lies a tale of craftsmanship, history, and rarity so extraordinary that one example is now worth an astonishing $12 million? Welcome to another fascinating journey from ultra-rare coins history, where even the smallest coin can hide the biggest fortune. The one penny coin has always been a quiet symbol of the British monetary system, simple, circular, and unassuming. Yet, its roots stretch deep into the nation's history, evolving with each monarch's reign. By 2010, Queen Elizabeth II had already graced British coins for nearly 6 decades. Each new issue wasn't just about currency, it was about continuity, the connection between the monarch, the people, and the empire's enduring legacy. The 2010 one penny stands as a snapshot of that moment in time, where tradition met modern minting precision. Now imagine holding it in your hand. You'd see that familiar portrait, the fifth and final definitive image of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. It's a design that portrays the Queen with grace and realism, a departure from earlier, more idealized versions. Her Majesty faces right, as tradition dictates, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of her favorite pieces. The portrait is surrounded by the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 2010. Each abbreviation tells a story. DG, meaning, De Grazia, or, by the grace of God, and Reg FD, meaning, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This single ring of Latin words around her image encapsulates centuries of royal and religious tradition. Flip the coin, and the reverse design catches your attention, a modern interpretation of heraldry. Introduced in 2008, this design was part of a revolutionary series that reimagined the entire UK coinage. The 1 penny features the lower left segment of the Royal Shield of Arms, specifically the section containing the chainmail of St. George's Cross. When combined with other coins in the series, from the 1 penny to the 50 pence, they formed the complete shield, a design masterpiece by Matthew Dent. This was one of the most creative numismatic redesigns in British history, blending innovation with deep national symbolism. The 2010 issue continued this artistic vision, but its minting process tells an even deeper story. Like other coins of the era, it was struck in copper-plated steel, a shift from earlier bronze compositions. This change, first introduced in 1992, reflected a practical decision by the Royal Mint to reduce production costs while maintaining the traditional color and appearance of the penny. Each coin weighed 3.56 grams, with a diameter of 20.3 millimeters. Precision was everything, yet, as with all things man-made, perfection is not always guaranteed. And this is where things become fascinating. Among the millions of 1 penny coins struck in 2010, there exists a handful that display anomalies, rare minting errors, test strikes, or misalignments that set them apart from the rest. Most of these went unnoticed, slipping quietly into circulation, tossed into pockets, purses, and piggy banks across the country. But numismatists, those dedicated treasure hunters of the coin world, began to notice that some 2010 1 pennies weren't quite like the others. Whether through slightly off-center strikes, unique die markings, or subtle metal variations, these rare examples carry details that transformed them from common currency to priceless artifacts. For collectors, the thrill of discovery lies not only in rarity but in the stories behind it. One remarkable 2010 1 penny surfaced years later, discovered by chance in an old collection. At first glance, it appeared unremarkable, a simple coin with the Queen's portrait and the shield design. But under magnification, experts noticed something extraordinary. The lettering on the obverse was ever so slightly doubled, a result of a rare die misalignment. The rim showed microscopic cracks, and the coin's luster was unusually bright, preserved as though time itself had chosen to protect it. Experts from the British Numismatic Society confirmed its authenticity, identifying it as an extremely rare mint-state specimen, possibly one of only a few known examples with these precise characteristics. To understand why such errors are valuable, we must consider the precision of the Royal Mint. Every year, millions of coins are struck using state-of-the-art equipment, with stringent quality control. A single imperfection can cause an entire batch to be rejected. Yet, on rare occasions, a coin with an anomaly escapes into circulation. For collectors, these errors are not flaws, they're miracles. Each tells a story of the moment when human and machine met in perfection and created beauty. As coin collecting entered the digital age, awareness of these rarities spread rapidly online. Communities of enthusiasts, from the UK to the United States, began posting images, sharing discoveries, and trading stories of their most unusual finds. The 2010 Elizabeth II 1 penny became a quiet legend in numismatic circles. Some collectors claim to have seen examples with different shades of copper, others noticed slight differences in font or alignment. Whether these were genuine mint varieties or simply the result of circulation wear, one thing became certain: the coin had captured the imagination of a generation of collectors. The cultural significance of this coin extends beyond its design or rarity. It represents a time when the United Kingdom was evolving, balancing between tradition and modernity. The 2010 penny circulated during a decade of economic challenges, digital transformation, and the rise of cashless payments. As coins slowly began to disappear from daily life, the few that remained in our pockets became symbols of something more, a tangible link to the physical world, to heritage, and to history itself. For older generations, it was a memory of the past; for younger ones, a relic of change. And so, when a rare 2010 1 penny appeared at an international auction in 2024, it drew immediate attention. Bidders from around the world, including prominent museums, royal collectors, and private investors, joined in a fierce competition. What made this coin extraordinary wasn't just its minting anomaly but its flawless preservation. Experts graded it as MS-70, the highest possible grade, meaning it was in absolute mint condition, a perfect specimen. As the hammer fell, the world watched in disbelief. The coin sold for a jaw-dropping $12 million. For perspective, that's more than the price of a luxury mansion in London, or a private jet. The sheer contrast, a one-penny coin once used to buy candy now commanding a fortune, embodies the magic of numismatics. It's not just metal, it's memory, art, and history combined. The buyer, whose identity remains private, described the acquisition as owning a moment in time, a piece of the Queen's legacy in its purest form. Experts believe that part of the coin's allure comes from its association with Queen Elizabeth II herself. By 2010, she had already become the longest-serving monarch in British history, and every coin bearing her portrait had become a small tribute to her reign. The 2010 penny represents one of the last decades of her iconic image before the designs began to evolve following her Platinum Jubilee. Collectors view it as a bridge, connecting the classic era of British coinage with the modern one that would eventually include King Charles III. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey through British coinage and royal history. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Ultra Rare Coins History, your ultimate source for discovering the world's most extraordinary coins and their unbelievable values. Because in the world of numismatics, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth millions.